Winter is so dry. Let's prevent fire by keeping these 3 rules. If you take caution, you can prevent a fire.
The number one cause of fire in winter are electric blankets. Take special caution with highly flammable materials such as memory foam, toppers, and bedding.
Number 2, having too many appliances on the power outlet is dangerous. Always unplug all the appliances that you're not currently using.
Number 3, check the heater is off before leaving the house. Leaving it on for an extended period of time can cause a fire.
Let's all take part in preventing fire and have warm and safe winter this year.
Tune in to BEFM 부산영어방송 for an emergency broadcast.
This campaign is brought to you by BEFM 부산영어방송.
지금 방송 광고라는 부메랑을 던져보세요. 소비자를 향해 정확히 날아가는 광고. 힘차게 돌아가는 경제. 부메랑처럼 다시 기업의 이익으로 되돌아오니까요. 방송 광고, 경제에 큰 힘이 됩니다. 부산 방송광고발전협의회.
The time is now 2 o'clock.
Welcome to BFM News at 2. I'm David Kim. The South Korean military reported today that North Korea launched several cruise missiles from its west coast, continuing a pattern of such missile tests this year. The Joint Chief of Staff observed the missile launch around 11 a.m. from the northwest coast, although the exact number of missiles launched was not disclosed. This incident represents the 4th occasion this year that North Korea has conducted cruise missile tests. In January, South Korea's inflation rate dropped to below 3% for the first time in half a year, indicating a noticeable reduction in inflationary pressure, as per data released today. The data from Statistics Korea revealed that consumer prices, a significant measure of inflation, increased by 2.8% compared to the same month the previous year, which is a decline from the 3.2% rise recorded in the previous month. This marks the first time since July of the previous year, when prices only saw a 2.4% increase, that the inflation rate has fallen below the 3% threshold. In local news, the city of Busan said today that it has completed the 60th project of the Hope with Hug project, a building environment improvement project for small-scale aging public facilities. This project is an initiative to improve the architectural environment of small-scale aging public facilities, launched in 2016 through an agreement between Busan City, the Busan International Architectural Festival Organizing Committee, and the Housing and Urban Guarantee Corporation, or HUG. The remodeled location is the Nasum Cooperative, a village enterprise operating healing education for the vulnerable population and funeral services for the unattended dead in Donggu. Built in 1995, this facility faced difficulties due to severe aging and lack of storage spaces. In January of this year, consumer prices in Busan were reported to have risen by an average of 3% compared to the same month last year. According to the January 2024 Consumer Price Trends in Busan City, data from the Dongnam Regional Statistics Office today, the Consumer Price Index in Busan last month was 113.10, based on 100 in 2020, up 3% from January of the previous year. The consumer price inflation rate in Busan slowed down from 4% in October last year to 3.5% in November, 3.5% in December, and continued to slow down to 3% last month. The cost of living index, which is composed mainly of frequently purchased items and is closer to the perceived inflation rate, rose by 3.7% compared to last year. In international news, a major gas explosion in Nairobi, Kenya has resulted in the deaths of at least 2 individuals and injuries to hundreds. The incident occurred as gas cylinders were being refilled at a facility in the Embakasi district shortly before midnight local time, according to official statements. Footage captured a large fire engulfing the area near residential buildings. The Kenyan Red Cross reported that 271 victims had been transported to various health facilities throughout the city, with an additional 27 individuals receiving on-site medical evaluations. Authorities are still investigating the explosion's cause. Kosovo's authorities are pressing ahead with a policy that makes the euro the only acceptable currency, even though some areas still use Serbian dinars. The move has caused concern among Kosovo's international partners. The EU, US, and UK are worried it may increase tensions in majority Serb municipalities. After coming under pressure, Kosovo's government said it would, quote-unquote, not implement punitive measures immediately if people continue to use the dinar. But that is not likely to reassure Kosovo Serbs who have seen a succession of symbols of their identity raised in recent months. And now taking a quick look at the weather here. It's currently 7 degrees Celsius under cloudy skies. The mercury will cool to 5 degrees Celsius tonight. And that'll have to do it for this hour's news. Thank you for joining us. You're listening to BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Your best choice. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
Coming up next is Steve Hatherly Reboot. BEFM Busan 영어방송.
What you're about to hear is amazing. That's because you're locked in to Busan's #1 English radio station. Whether you're at home, at work, or driving in your car, you will be exposed to radio excellence. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show because it starts right now.
Taken was a 2008 film starring Liam Neeson that created success for the actor that he never could have imagined. It completely transformed the Love Actually star. Yes, remember, Liam Neeson was in Love Actually, but it turned him into an action movie star. He commented that following Taken, he started getting offers to be the lead guy in action movies where the original character was meant to be in his 30s, but the director would scratch out that age and rewrite late 40s, early 50s. They modified the character to be much older just to suit Liam Neeson. Amazing. Today, we take a deep dive into Taken. It's Friday, February 2nd, 2024. I'm Steve Hatherly. This is Steve Hatherly Reboot. Let's go.
My darling, I love you to the moon and back.
Only for someone isn't it so lovely? Can make you go so crazy and make you overthink. Try to believe that you could never want me. For all the ghosts that haunt me and baggage that I bring, but you held me in the dark so I could feel it.
Korea, we won the first Asian Cup in 1956, and since then we never won.
Ever since you, nothing is the same. Stars in your eyes like the sky.
68 years.
All of me is yours to keep. Never fall into you. I didn't hear your voice until the echo. And it hit me, baby, like sirens in the wind. Gravity pulled me in, now I can't let go. Now I'm all yours, baby.
basically like the national team. So it's the same team that plays in the World Cup. Same players, almost same behind the all of
That was Daniel Seavey with Fall Into You, and this appears to be a love song about surrendering oneself to another person and experiencing a deep connection and overwhelming affection. The lyrics convey the feeling of falling in love and how it can be both exhilarating and nerve-wracking. That's true. The track reflects the overwhelming and transformative experience of falling in love and giving in to that deep emotional connection with another person, and it captures the excitement, vulnerability, and devotion that comes with giving yourself completely to someone you love. Wow, there's a lot going on in those lyrics that I didn't catch just by listening to the tune. I'm going to have to hear it just one more time. Very, very, very deep, huh? Daniel Seavey, Fall Into You, got us off the ground today. I am live in the studio from Busan on this Friday afternoon. Welcome to the show, everyone. You're tuned in on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Jongwon, and Noksan areas, up in Seoul on TBS EFM 101.3 and in Gwangju on GFN 98.7. Exciting soccer game tonight. Are you going to watch it? It's the AFC Asian Cup. And Na PD was educating me before the show started today and just during that first song break. So the AFC Asian Cup started in 1956. And in 1956, for the very first AFC Asian Cup, Korea was the winner. Now it's 2024, and Korea has never won since 1956. So it's been almost 70 years since Korea has won anything with the AFC Asian Cup. Now, tonight at 12:30, late tonight or early tomorrow morning, however you want to put that, Korea is playing Australia. It's the Palgang, Napidi? Palgang. So the quarterfinals, right? The quarterfinals are tonight versus Australia. This is a pretty exciting thing because this is basically the same team. Napidi was telling me, I'm not a soccer expert, but Napidi was telling me this is basically the same team that plays in the World Cup. So it's the national team, which is cool because I like watching the national team. I don't enjoy as much watching like, I don't know, the under 19 or maybe the Olympic team or something like that, just because it's not the same team. No offense to those teams. They're great too. And they're filled with great athletes. It's just, I'm a very, very mild football fan. So I love watching the national team during the World Cup and any other big tournament where the national team is playing. And the reason I say that is because I don't really know the players too well or anything like that. But I do get into it. I do have fun. And I do plan on watching the game tonight. So if you weren't aware that the game is going on, it is happening just after midnight. I got an update. Napidi is telling me Korea also won in 1960 or 1980? 1960? Okay. Well, once in 1956 and once in 1960. Anyway, it's been a very, very, very long time. Everybody's pretty excited, I guess. Napidi, you're going to be watching the game tonight, yes. Chicken restaurants. It's going to be a super busy night for chicken in the country for sure. The biggest day of 2024 so far. Probably put your order in a little bit early tonight. Yes, we know the chicken restaurants will be super busy. So don't try to get your chicken at midnight now. Order maybe 1 hour before to give yourself a little buffer time. That's exciting, isn't it? I'm excited. It's funny. I didn't even know this thing was happening until about 15 minutes ago. And I'm suddenly very excited to be watching this tonight. And it's cool, too, that it's not on at 4 a.m. or 4:30 a.m. because I'll be honest, if it was on at 4 a.m., Mild football fans don't wake up at 4 a.m. to watch AFC Asian Cup games, but this mild football fan will be watching at 12:30, and maybe you will be as well. It's kind of fun too when you watch the national team play. Maybe on like a Friday or Saturday night. If you live in an apartment building in a residential area, it's really quiet outside, right? Normally around 11 p.m., 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. There's no street noise until somebody scores a goal. And then all of a sudden you can hear it, right? You can hear from the other apartments around the complex. You can hear like the screaming for the celebration of the goal, and that's always fun too. It's always fun when the Korean national team plays, and they're going to be playing tonight. Anyway, there's your soccer news for today. Let's talk about YouTube now. Go over to youtube.com and search BEFM or Busan영어방송 in Korean. You can watch our live stream there until the songs start to play. Actually, when the songs start to play, there is something happening now with our YouTube live stream where you can hear some of the music through the stream. I'm not going to talk about that in too much detail. The team is working on it. The sound engineers are working on it now to try to get that sorted out for you and for us as well, because we want it to be a great listening experience for you. That's the whole point, right? Anyway, you can watch there. If you want, you can open up your BEFM app and listen to the songs there. Of course, you can listen through FM radio as well. That's always an option. And then when the songs conclude on the app or on the radio, you can start watching the live stream again. That's how you can get the whole show, the whole package between now and 4 p.m. in the afternoon. All right, so what is on this radio show on this Friday? Well, coming up today, we'll start things off with Hot Off the Press, where you'll hear some trendy music that has been newly released. I'll give you a little bit about the artist and about the track as well. After that, Weekend Wanderer, Jeff is still away on vacation, and that means Chris will be back in the studio once again to get us all caught up with things happening in and around Busan, and maybe a bit from Seoul as well. We'll see how we go. Then in hour number 2, for our fun fact of the day. Well, for hour number 2, we're going to do a deep dive on Taken. And for behind the scenes, I mean, I don't even have to tell you what scene we're going to do, right? If you've seen the movie, then you already know the phone call. Oh, yes. It's perfect. It's one of the best scenes from a movie that I think I've ever seen. The internet absolutely fell in love with it, but I'm getting ahead of myself. For fun fact, let's talk about fun fact first. 10 things, I don't know if I'll do all 10. 10 things you never knew about Liam Neeson's Taken, the movie that came out in 2008. So we'll learn a bit of the backstory behind the film. And then for the scene, yes, it is the scene where he is on the telephone with the kidnappers. Now, I don't want to go into it too much, but his daughter gets kidnapped. She goes to Europe. She gets kidnapped like immediately, right? Just like from the airport. It happens very quickly in the movie. And then in this scene, she's under the bed. She's hiding from the kidnappers, but they find her. And then they take the phone. And then Liam Neeson comes on the phone. And he talks to them in this super cool, tough guy voice. And we're going to listen to that whole scene and that whole quote, famous quote from Liam Neeson today. I'm very excited. I don't know which I'm more excited about, the soccer game tonight or the Liam Neeson scene from Taken coming up in hour number 2. After that, we'll have perfect playlist, the best songs for every situation. And what's our theme this week? Gardening. Gardening is our theme this week. And then I'll check your messages throughout the program as well. All right, so there's the lineup of the show today. Now, here is my question for you this afternoon. In this situation, you have to choose a bodyguard. So, you have 3 choices. Liam Neeson's character from Taken, Tom Cruise's character from Mission Impossible, or any of the James Bonds. There's been a lot of different James Bond actors over the years, right? So, which one would you choose as your own personal bodyguard? And tell me why. Liam Neeson's character from Taken, Tom Cruise's character from Mission Impossible, or any of the James Bonds. And if you choose James Bond as your answer, which James Bond? Let me know. Would you go way back to the beginning and choose Roger Moore, or would you be maybe more recent in your choice? Anyway, think about that and then tell me. 여러분의 경호원으로 다음 새 영화의 주인공 중에서 누구를 원하시나요? 한 명만 고르고 이유를 알려주세요. Liam Neeson from Taken, Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible, or James Bond. And you have to tell me why. Why would you choose that one person? Text me. Fun question, right? Text me # 9050 for 101. Add us on Kakao Talk for free and send messages for free by searching BEFM or 부산영어방송 in Korean. Same search on your smartphone. You can download the app from any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs there and leave us a comment after logging in. We'll have a break and be back with today's Hot Off the Press. First, here is Melanie Martinez, Evil.
And it felt like bliss. Used to miss your kiss. Now I'm house jumping over narcissists, throwing all your stuff into the abyss. Now the role is reversed and told you on the switch. How you like my shit? That's for all the that you left me in. See the horns on my head, they're from goddesses. Oh God. I never knew what it meant to be content with you. Everything I express, I possess and never quite made it through. Said it's on my head. Whenever I spoke my truth, no, I won't defend it all my friends. This time I refuse. If you bite my head again, I will never leave you. You can call me. Take it to the grave if you wanna play pretend. I won't be mistreated. Please call me conceited. Took me way too long to put this to bed. Loving you was lethal. Yes, that makes me remember when you smiled right to my face as all my little tears of story they made a shape, revealed a snake. Now stop feeling over all your jokes. Every time you tell a lie, I'm praying that you choke. Should've listened to the signs and the horoscopes. Hope you never go. Hope you slip on soap. Crack your head like an egg, form a speed of the yolk. You were such a hoe. I never knew what it meant to be content with you. Everything I expressed, I possessed and never quite made it through. Said it's on my head. Whenever I spoke my truth, no, I won't defend it all my friends. This time I refuse. If you bite my hand again, I will never feed you. You can call me evil. Take it to the grave if you wanna play pretend. I won't be mistreated. Please call me conceited. Took me way too long to put this to bed. Loving you was lethal. Yes, that makes me evil.
That was Melanie Martinez with Evil. We're back, and it's time for today's Hot Off the Press, where from Monday to Friday, we bring you two of the newest, hottest tracks from the world of music. And a lot of songs are released every week. We choose a couple each and every day that we hope you'll enjoy. We'll start today with Paramore. This should be interesting. I haven't heard this yet, but this is a cover of Burning Down the House. This is the classic from the Talking Heads. The song will feature on the forthcoming tribute album, Everyone's Getting Involved, a tribute to Talking Heads' Stop Making Sense. That's the full title of the record. It's going to feature 16 artists, each covering one of the 16 songs on the original Talking Heads live album that came out. That album came out way back in 1984. Alongside Paramore, the artists contributing to the record are Lorde, Miley Cyrus, The National, Blonde Shell, and many, many more. Sounds like it's going to be a cool project. After that, we'll hear Cheat Codes and Birdie, Head Up. LA-based DJ trio Cheat Codes have joined forces with singer and songwriter Birdie on this new track. It marks the first collaboration between all of the members. The song is going to be, or is actually, the third single returning to their roots dance music following Location and You Don't Even Know Me. For Birdie, the song is the first collaborative single since her fifth studio album. That was called Portraits, and that came out just last August. All right, here we go with our two tracks for Hot Off the Press today. The Paramore cover of the Talking Heads track, Burning Down the House, and then Cheat Codes and Birdie, Head Up.
How's it going? You're wearing cat shirt? Is that your cat?
I think it's a play on Snapchat.
Something like that.
Yeah. How you doing today?
Yeah, good. As soon as I see your pastors, like back in the day, like 10 years ago, you know the certificate? The certificate went viral like that. The cat is taking pictures. Sometimes the cat is taking pictures with two dogs and then they hang around together.
I'm going to be traveling home to America next week.
So then you will get before March, right?
Yeah. I'm only going for 2 weeks. I love my family, but any more than that,
you're gonna cover it. Why just sing it the way it was?
yeah, not try something. Because when you do that, there's a high chance of not making it fair. I agree with you. Like, you're just but I can understand the other artists as well. Yeah.
Did you ever hear Britney Spears cover Rolling Stones? Satisfaction. It is the worst thing ever. She tries to make it this like sexy. What are you doing? Yeah, at the time the producers want her to sing like that. It is awful. Maybe at the time her manager was her father, I think, right? And then they slowed it down. So it's slower.
can do to keep you safe is hold you close to you. You can breathe on your you can breathe on your right.
It's a beautiful studio. It's so well done. Harry Styles does. Sometimes they don't really know so they got their phones like they're singing. Yeah, it's cool. It's really, really cool. And Triple J from Australia, they do one called like a version.
Yeah, I didn't know that when a really good artist gets multiple songs, and when you come looking for you can breathe on your oh, that's not my song anymore. Yeah. You can breathe on your
They usually try to pick something like outside their realm. They don't release any singles or anything, it's just on the show. Yeah, who knows? Like, maybe she didn't even want to do it. Maybe they pushed her. I never know. Yeah. She's like, I can't do this one.
and I won't let you down.
That was Cheat Codes and Birdie, Head Up, and before that, the Paramore cover of the Talking Heads classic, Burning Down the House. Those were our two tracks for Hot Off the Press today. My question for you today, I'm giving you a personal bodyguard, but you can only choose one. Which character do you choose? Liam Neeson's character from Taken, Tom Cruise's character from Mission Impossible. His name was Ethan Hunt, right? Or any of the James Bonds. Choose one and let me know why. 여러분의 경호원으로 다음 세 영화의 주인공 중에서 누구를 원하시나요? 한 명을 고르고 이유를 알려주세요. Liam Neeson from Taken, Tom Cruise, Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible, or James Bond from 007. Anna texted in and said, Tom Cruise. Why? He's handsome. Anna, that shouldn't be your top priority. We're talking about your personal safety here. We're not talking about good looks. But it's true. He is good looking. Neil says Liam Neeson because his voice is good enough to be a bodyguard. Yes, his voice alone. He doesn't need to be strong or know any sort of taekwondo or something, right? He can just talk his way to safety. Good answers. Keep them coming in. Text me, #sharp 9050. That will cost you 100 won. Add us on Kakao Talk for free and send messages for free by searching BEFM or Busan영어방송 in Korean. Same search on your smartphone. Download the app from any of the app stores. You can listen to our programs there and leave us a comment after long again. Friday afternoon, time to do some weekend wandering, and for that, Chris is back in the studio. How are you this week, Chris?
Doing pretty well. How about yourself today?
I'm great, thank you. Who would you choose for your personal bodyguard? Liam Neeson from Taken, Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible, or James Bond? And feel free, you can answer with some other character.
Well, I would say Liam Neeson, but in the movie Taken, his daughter is taken away, so he's not doing a very good job bodyguarding.
You could argue that Liam Neeson is actually a terrible bodyguard.
Yeah. I think I'd have to go to the James Bond with one of the original ones, like Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because of the way he's able to carry out his missions to finish out through getting it all done. Yeah.
My only concern would be if James Bond is my bodyguard and a pretty woman walks by.
Yeah,
well, he's gone.
He would be gone, but also as he would be a good distraction. The people would follow him rather than me.
That's true. Yeah. The attention would all be on him. All right, it's good to see you, Chris. It's time for some weekend wandering. You're going to get us caught up in things happening here in Busan and in Seoul as well. So we'll start with some news, yes?
Yep. First, we're going to start with the Gwangan Bridge. It's going to start a smart tolling project.
I heard about this very briefly on the news, the 2 p.m. news here at BEFM a couple of days ago, but I couldn't follow along completely to get all the details, so I'm glad you chose this today. Can you tell us exactly what this is?
Well, the Gwangan Bridge Smart Tolling Construction Project is a state-of-the-art technology for automatic toll collection. This groundbreaking project is going to be spearheaded by the Busan city's bridge construction headquarters and is scheduled to kick off today.
Oh, today? This is starting immediately.
Yeah. The key feature of the project will include the high-pass technology implementation, which enables automatic toll collection by recognizing a vehicle's license plate number during the passage, whether high pass is installed in your car or not.
Okay, so up until today, in order to have your bridge toll taken out, you needed to have the high pass card. And what that meant was you needed to have this little thing, this little box that sticks inside your windshield, and then the high pass is like a credit card type thing.
Yeah.
And then it slides into that box, and then it's like a subway or transportation card. You charge it, so you can put money on it. And then when it runs out, you have to recharge it. But we're not going to need those machines anymore.
Well, you can use those. If you do not have that, which if you don't have it currently, you have to stop at the toll booth and pay the money there.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do not have it, what will happen is that the technology will read your license plate and will send you a bill for your payment in the mail.
Interesting. In the mail.
In the mail.
Huh. Okay, so the point of this, I guess, is this is going to help out with traffic, I suppose, because it's going to make it a lot faster. You won't have cars stopping now to pay the toll, stopping at the booth, or is that also still going to be an option?
Well, this will eliminate the need for the toll booth entirely, allowing the vehicles to pass through seamlessly without slowing down. And even for vehicles without high pass, the fees will be efficiently collected through this notification system.
Okay, so do you have to register? Do you know?
No, it's automatically through like the registration of the vehicle.
Okay, so then the mail will be sent to your registered address. The only thing I'm thinking, though, this is a lot of paper.
Well, currently the internet and the the expressway systems already have this system that allows them to do postpaid, like send you out a bill. So it's easier for everybody in this way.
Very good. Napidi was telling me, I just got a note, they are planning on completing the construction by the end of November this year after a test period. So I don't know if there are plans to implement this all over the country. You said that this is already being done on the expressways.
On the expressways, yes.
Oh, I see. So this isn't the first instance of this. Very cool. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess during the test period, which starts today, they'll see how it's going to go and what they need to fix, which features they need to add or maybe remove, and we'll see how it goes. But maybe starting today, we can see a reduction in the traffic on the Diamond Bridge.
Maybe a little bit.
Because the traffic there at peak times is always really, really bad, right?
Yeah. This will be going through the end of September and will happen in the toll booths around Bexco, Suyang Riverside, Mandok, Centum, and the urbanization highway are expected to be seamlessly connected to the Gwangan Bridge access roads.
Very cool. So if your High Pass card runs out, don't need to worry about recharging it.
At least on the bridge.
Perfect. Yeah, exactly. For other spots you might need to don't assume this is absolutely everywhere, right? Thank you for bringing that up because that is a mistake I probably would have made. All right, let's do another one before we take a break.
The old Busan Jin station has reopened as a children's cultural facility.
Do tell.
Yeah, the Donggu cultural platform situated at the old Busan Jin station has unveiled its second phase expansion known as In and Out. This 387.5 square meter facility completed with a total of 21.1 billion won.
It wasn't cheap, huh?
It was not cheap, but it focuses on providing an engaging cultural space for children and families.
Okay.
This diverse offering includes a children's book reading space, media art zone featuring world-famous paintings, a game zone, interactive screen-based activities, and a live sketch zone.
Sounds pretty fun. That's all indoor, right?
It's all indoor, as well as an outdoor space that features eco-friendly materials with nostalgic play equipment like hopscotch and a snail game light gun.
I don't know what that is, but hopscotch is pretty fun. I played that when I was a kid.
Yeah, so imagine like being able to take your children to this place and having them participate in games that you played and enjoyed as a kid.
Yeah, cool. And if the weather is good, you can play outside. If the weather's not good, then you can play inside as well. Yep. This must be a pretty impressive facility because, like you said, 21 billion won.
Yeah, I took a look at some pictures this morning. It looks very, very innovative with the compilation of technology and in-person things that you can do there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the complex aims to invigorate the city center with cultural vitality, creating a new concept for children's activities and cultural experiences.
I've never heard of this In and Out program before. Is this only this spot, or is this something they do in other places too?
The In and Out facility aligns with Busan's broader initiative to establish comprehensive support facilities for children with a total of 43 locations planned by 2026.
Very cool. I wonder if this is part of the government initiative to encourage people to have children or to have more children.
Yes.
And if so, I mean, I think it's kind of it's a different angle, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Rather than providing, financial incentives or money in potential parents' bank accounts, they're now showing people, look at all the wonderful facilities we have for children here in the city and in the country.
Yeah.
Kind of a cool idea.
And if you want more information, you can visit the website busan.go.kr/bschild.
Very good. Actually, I lied. Let's sneak in one more story before the break.
The rice consumption in Korea has reached a new low.
Oh, really?
Which is interesting. The annual per capita rice consumption hit another unprecedented low in 2023, marking a significant contrast to 1993, when it was twice as high. This decline, which is a 0.6% drop from 2023, is attributed to changing dietary habits and an increased preference for alternative foods like bread. Statistics Korea, the 2023 grain consumption survey results revealed that the average annual rice consumption per person in the previous year was 56.4 kilograms, down by 0.3 kilograms.
It's not a huge decrease.
Not a huge decrease.
But yet a decrease nonetheless.
But if you compare it to historical highs, this is the lowest recorded figure since it was initiated in 1962. You compare that to 1998, where it dropped, where it started out at where it dropped below 100 kilograms for the first time. and the high in the mid 1980s where it was at 136.4 kilograms.
I'm looking at the chart now, and the name of the chart is Annual Rice Consumption Per Person in Kilograms. And yes, the chart starts in 1963, and it started at over 100. It went up consistently, we can say, until around 1985. But from that point on, it's been decreasing quite sharply until the maybe 2012-13, and now it's kind of gradually slowing down, but still, it's been decreasing ever since 1985. I don't know if that has to do with the price of rice. I don't eat a lot of rice, actually. I don't like white rice, which is kind of weird, but I don't eat it. So I wouldn't notice about prices and things like that. But as you mentioned, maybe it's just due to more options now, more food options.
Yeah, it's interesting because most Koreans have the phrase, they don't say, how are you doing or how's it going? They say, have you eaten rice today? And it really shows the cultural impact, the cultural importance of rice in Korean society. However, in recent years, Western staple foods, including bread and other wheat, flour foods, have become very common in South Korea on the dining table in recent years.
Some 밥 먹었어요.
Yeah,
right.
Some South Korean families stick to flour-based birthday cakes or traditional birthday things instead of eating rice with seaweed soup now. And the hustle and bustle in many parts of South Korea means that many people are skipping traditional meals altogether and replacing them with trendy and convenient food like spaghetti, pizza, wheat noodle sandwiches, and hamburgers, while health-conscious eaters look to even more protein, low-carb, and vegetarian diets rather than rice.
Interesting trend. All right, that's the news. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll switch over and find out what's going on event-wise with Chris in today's Weekend Wanderer. Here is Jody Harsh, Like It Like That. That was Jody Harsh, Like It Like That. And now, with Chris, who is filling in for Jeff, who's away on vacation, we'll switch over to some events happening here in Busan. And I'm quite excited about this first one, the Korea Coffee Championships.
Yep, the 2024 Korea Coffee Championship at the SCA Market will take place from February 1st to February 4th at Bexco.
Very good. So it kicked off yesterday, and it's going to be continuing on until Sunday. Tell us about this event.
Well, the SCA, which is the Specialty Coffee Association, is a member-based nonprofit organization founded on the importance of openness, inclusion, and knowledge sharing. And this event is organized to promote the City of Coffee Busan and generate interest in the upcoming global coffee competition, the 2024 World Barista Championship, which is scheduled to be held in Busan in May.
The World Coffee Championships are in Busan?
Yes.
Oh, that's exciting. So this weekend is the national competition.
Yes.
And then I guess the winner will represent Korea in the world competitions, which is in May, also here in Busan.
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's exciting.
This event consists of 3 categories for Korean representative selection: the Korea Coffee Championships, as well as the festival where participants can engage in discussions about coffee and enjoy various coffee-related activities.
Ooh, yum. Have you been to one of these before?
I've been to the cafe show, which happens to have a whole lot of different coffees that are available, as well as a small barista competition.
Do they have snacks when you go to these places? Do you know what I mean? Like little bakery snacks or chocolate or something, the typical things that go well with coffee?
Well, if this is anything like that one, yeah, they do. So.
Is this free?
I am not sure.
It's okay. I can find out. For information, I guess just go to the Bexco website.
The Bexco website, yeah.
Yeah, and find out some extra details. But I am definitely interested in this. All right, what else is going on?
Signups are happening now for the HAPS ECCK Guerrilla Informal Networking Night happening tonight on February 2nd.
What's this all about? That's Jeff's deal, right?
That's Jeff's deal.
HAPS Korea.
HAPS Korea. HAPS is once again collaborating with the European Chamber of Commerce and the Guerrilla Brewing to present an informal business networking night scheduled for today, Friday, February 2nd, running from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. The event will take place at Guerrilla's flagship location in Gwangwon, and this event will offer an all-inclusive experience for a fee of 30,000 won, payable at entrance. Attendees can indulge in Guerrilla's delectable cuisine and craft beers for 2 hours, all while connecting with various members of Busan's community and the ECCK's Business Association.
So anybody can go to this?
Anybody can go to this. This is a casual and informal meetup, providing an enjoyable opportunity to establish new connections or reunite with business colleagues after the winter break.
Nice. Do you just show up at the door, or do you have to sign up in advance?
Well, interested individuals can sign up now in advance for the chance to participate. Registration will commence at 6:30 p.m. with the event officially commencing at 7 p.m. So if you do want to show up at the door, they prefer you register, but you can show up.
Oh, okay. Registration starts just before the event begins, though.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And it's specifically 2 hours from 7 to 9, and it's over at 9 p.m.
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. 30,000 won for that one. What else? We have time for a couple of more, if you have.
The Busan Global City Foundation's free Korean classes have started registration. The BGCF Korea class, welcomes every foreign resident who has a long-stay visa of more than 90 days. Any foreign resident in Busan can register for one of several classes. The venue will be at the Busan Global Center, which is at the City Hall Station, or at the Busan Global Village, which is at Buam Station, or the Busan Do Dream Center in Samyeon. Registration for 4 basic classes, Korean classes, as well as Korean speaking and topic special lectures.
Oh, and this is all for free.
Well, it is for free. They require a 50,000 won deposit, and if you attend more than 60% of the classes, you will be reimbursed for that 50. And if you are a bad student, well,
they keep your 50
they keep your
bucks.
50,000.
It's a punishment.
Yeah. If you want more information, you can call 1577-7716 or visit the website koreanclass.bfic.kr for more information.
I really like this. Have you ever taken any organized Korean classes before?
I have taken the classes at the Busan Global City
Oh,
Foundation.
you have? What's
back when they were still the Busan Foundation for International Cooperation.
And what was your experience like?
The teachers are very knowledgeable, very kind, and I realized that I am a bad student.
So you lost your 50?
I lost my 50.
Word to the wise.
Yes.
Use Chris as a cautionary tale. No, this is a wonderful opportunity. And if you are interested, if you're an expat here interested in improving your Korean language skills, then I really think you shouldn't miss this opportunity, because studying any language, studying English, studying Korean, it can get very expensive. I attended Yonsei University's Oakdang for a couple of semesters, and that's not cheap. So if you have something like this at your fingertips where you pay a small deposit and you can get it back, then this is just this is a no-brainer. If you're looking to study Korean at all, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a very good opportunity.
Absolutely it is. Very good. All right. Well, thank you so much, Chris. We're going to see you. Well, no, now we're not, because we've got the holiday starting next week. Oh, congratulations. You're on holiday next week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sneaking up on us very quickly, isn't it? Do you have any exciting plans for the holiday?
I will be going back to the United States and visiting my family.
Oh, wonderful. When was the last time you were home?
Last year about this time. So.
Oh, okay. Every year, maybe once a year?
Yeah, get to see the little ones grow up.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, travel safely and really enjoy your time at home.
Yep, and same to you guys.
Yeah, and we'll see you on the other side, perhaps. All right, thanks, Chris. Stay with us for hour number 2. To finish the first today, it is LCD Sound System. Daft Punk is playing at my house.
Thanks for filling in 4 weeks, right? 5 weeks. Thank you, guys. All right. Yeah, thanks for filling in.
Yeah, it's been fun.
That's it for
Have a good so long.
Oh, yeah, you too.
Have a great trip home.
Yeah.
A bus and a trailer at my house, I'll show you the ropes, kids, show you the ropes. About 15 cases from my house, All the furniture is in the garage. But that book is playing in my house, You got to set them up, kid. Set them up. You got to set them up. Yeah. Got to set them up. Yeah. You got to set them up. Set them up. You got to set them up. Yeah. You got to set them up. Yeah. You got to set them up. Set them up. Well, everybody's lined up in my house, And Sarah's girlfriend is working the door. Got everybody's PA in my house, All the robots they sent from the bus. There's a freak girl brewing in my house,
Your Race to the World. BEFM, Busan 영어방송.
혹시 지금 운전 중이신가요? 어린이 교통사고 피해자 수는 지난 3년 평균 약 9만 명. 특히 어린이 보호구역 안전 기준이 강화된 이후에도 어린이 보호구역 내 사고는 지속적으로 발생하고 있습니다. 스쿨존에서는 반드시 시속 30km 이하 서행, 스쿨존 내 불법 주정차 금지, 차량 출발 전 앞뒤 좌우 살피는 습관으로 어린이가 안전한 도시를 만듭니다. 참, 운전 중 휴대전화 사용은 모두에게 위험합니다. 우리 모두를 위한 교통안전, 나부터 실천하면 모두가 안전해집니다. 어린이가 안전하게 뛰어놀 수 있는 부산. 아이 키우기 좋은 도시는 우리 모두의 미래이자 희망입니다. 이 캠페인은 어린이가 안전한 부산을 만드는 은행, B&K 부산은행과 함께합니다.
It's a freezing cold winter, so let's be prepared for the cold wave in advance. Please be prepared to protect yourself and your family against the cold wave, which can be fatal for people and can create damages such as pipe bursts, icy roads, and frostbite. Keep the temperature warm for the elderly and young children who are more vulnerable to the cold. When you go outside, dress warm so you don't get frostbite. If you get frostbite, put the affected part of your body in warm water for 30 minutes. Keep the area warm and immediately go see a doctor. Keep water meters and boiler pipes from freezing by insulating them with old clothes or other materials. The roads may be icy, so get winter supplies like snow chains and check your car in advance for antifreeze and other necessities. Frequently check for cold wave-related weather forecast through the TV, radio, and the internet. Please follow these guidelines so that we can have a warm and safe winter. This campaign is brought to you by BEFM, 부산영어방송.
The time is now 3 o'clock.
You're listening to Steve Hatherly Reboot on BEFM 90.5.
Just to get you there on time. If you need Tarzan out your stupid ex, I will take your grudges and treat them like they're mine. I got problems too, but I got no time to solve them. An emotional overachiever, people pleaser. Yeah, they play me like a game show, jumping if they say so. Wish that I could say no. With my big dumb heart, always dropping everything to help out anybody else but me. Give it till it falls apart. My big dumb heart, I just keep on getting burned. When am I ever gonna learn?
Actually, the train, that line, that blue line, you're using it. Maybe that goes to like a local word too. If you get off at the Osiria station, there are a lot of like outlets too. There are a lot of like outlets and clothes selling. And also the IKEA Busan. Yes. Last time I went there was no outlet words and the time was fitting. And now they finally
With my big dumb heart, always
there to the Hyundai outlet. It's pretty nice shopping place. Very big.
That was Jenna Rain with My Big Dumb Heart. And her desire to be in the limelight started when she decided to perform an Adele cover in her third grade talent show. How cute. From there, she began taking voice lessons with an entertainment group and then soon after landed her spot in the girl group called L2M, listening to music, as well as a gig singing for the Lego Friends movie. She then took an 8-week course with songwriter and producer Jonathan Camacho, learning how to create her own songs. And during the pandemic, she took on the challenge of writing 100 different songs. And at the time, she wanted to try her hand at short-form social media, and she was successful. The 46th song that she wrote was her major hit. That was called See You Later, 10 Years. That went viral on social media. Kind of a cool story, huh? And it all started in the third grade. That one got us into hour number 2 today. Thanks for staying with me on Steve Hatherly Reboot on this Friday afternoon. We are closer and closer to the weekend. You're listening to the show on BEFM 90.5 in Busan and 103.3 FM in the Gijang, Zhongguan, and Noksan areas. In Seoul on TBS EFM 101.3 and in Gwangju on GFN 98.7. Coming up in the second hour of the show today. By the way, I'm excited about that coffee event. Has anyone been to one before? Can you tell me? Can you text me and tell me what it's like? I've never been to a national coffee competition. I'm imagining like a lot of, well, I don't know what I'm imagining. Because if it's a competition, then do you just sit? I should have asked Chris this. Do you just sit in the audience and watch? I don't want to do that. I want to walk around from booth to booth and try different coffees and different espressos with different chocolates and different croissants and different bakery goods. Oh, that sounds amazing. Got to go in the morning, right? It'll be super, super busy in the morning, though, I guess. Actually, you know what? It'll be super, super busy all weekend long. Happening, though, at Bexco this weekend. It's going on right now, as a matter of fact. Friday afternoon might be a good time to go, as the weekend will probably be busier. But I'm super, super curious about that. I'm going to see if I can sneak over there at some point this weekend. All right, let's get into it. Hour number 2. It's time to talk Taken. And for our fun fact of the day, I have a list of 10 things that you never knew about Liam Neeson's Taken. Probably won't go through all 10. We'll see how we go. But we'll just share some kind of behind-the-scenes info about the film before we get to behind the scenes. And today, for our segment Behind the Scenes, we take a listen to the clip from the movie where Liam Neeson is talking to the criminals. I mean, we all know this. How much do I have to tell you about this scene? Because you know it, right? We all know this scene. She's under the bed. She's been kidnapped. She's hiding. They find her. The kidnappers take the phone. and Liam Neeson launches into one of the most memorable quotes, lengthy quotes from a film in the past, 50, 60 years. When this movie came out back in 2008 and everybody saw it, that quote was super meme-worthy, right? I don't know if memes existed back in 2008, but anyway, this quote has never gotten old, and we're going to listen to it when we get to behind the scenes. And, of course, I'll share some extra information about the movie, too. Getting ready for this segment today, last night, it really kind of has inspired me to want to watch this movie series again. Because it's not just Taken, right? It's Taken, and then there's other films as well. Anyway, I'll tell you all about it when we get there. Following that, we'll have Perfect Playlist. We've got gardening songs as our theme for this week. Kind of weird, but there's a lot of songs about gardening out there, and we've had some fun listening to those songs this week. And I, of course, will check your messages throughout hour number 2 as well. All right, question of the day today. Maybe we should open this question up a little bit in the second hour, because Silly made a very good point on our YouTube chat, and I'll get to that in just a sec. Here's the original question. Which action star character would you want as your personal bodyguard? Liam Neeson from Taken, Tom Cruise, that's Ethan Hunt, right, from Mission Impossible, and James Bond, any of the James Bond actors from 007. And tell me why. That was my original question. 여러분의 경호원으로 다음 세 영화의 주인공 중에서 누구를 원하시나요? 한 명을 고르고 이유를 알려주세요. But let's open it up in the second hour, because Silly said, well, regarding the question of the day, wouldn't it be safer to have martial artists like Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan or Jet Li when they were in their prime as your personal bodyguard? That's a fair point. Let's open up this question in hour number 2. Forget Liam Neeson, Tom Cruise, and James Bond. You can choose anybody. Any character from any time in a movie. Who would you choose and why? I've got my answer. Rambo. If you walk down the street with Rambo, and I'm talking like not Rambo on a Sunday afternoon when he's just at home, watching whatever Rambo watches on TV. I'm talking like at work Rambo, where he doesn't wear a shirt and he only wears those two. I'm not a military person, so I don't even know what the word is. Like that belt of bullets, the 2 belts of bullets over his chest, right? With the headband. And he's always wet for some reason. Why is Rambo always soaking wet? Do you remember the scene? I don't know if it was Rambo 1 or Rambo 80. I don't know how many Rambo movies they made. But there's a helicopter. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a helicopter trying to take off, and the helicopter is on the ground next to a little pool of water, it's like a puddle, I think, if I remember correctly. And the helicopter's trying to take off, and all of a sudden, Rambo emerges from the puddle, which doesn't look super deep at all, and he grabs onto the bottom of the helicopter. Do you remember this? Classic. If you walk down the street with Rambo, nobody's messing with you. Nobody. And when he talks, you can't really understand anything he says, right? That's how Rambo talks, but it's okay. You don't need to be a great conversationalist to scare away any potential attackers. Rambo is my choice. Don't steal my answer. You got to come up with one on your own. Text me, #9050. That will cost you 101. Add us on Kakao Talk for free and send messages for free by searching BEFM or Busan영어방송 in Korean. Same search on your smartphone. Download the app from any of the app stores, and you can listen to our programs there and leave us a comment after logging in. All right, our expression of the day. This is really easy. But the reason I chose this is because when I saw this expression in the scene from King the Land, I was reminded of the last trip home when I went back to Canada and the States with my wife. And when we were in a restaurant, I just noticed it one day. You know, as a native English speaker, when you live overseas in a country where English is not the mother tongue, and then you go back to Canada, for example, well, you're not used to hearing everybody speak English all around you, right? Napidi, do you know what I mean? Like you're not used to hearing everybody speaking English, and it kind of freaks you out a little bit. Well, anyway, I was in a restaurant with my wife, and there were many tables around us, and I noticed that all of the tables were saying the same sentence when they were ordering their food. So I'm going to talk about that, and that's why I chose this expression today. So let's get to it. They're in a restaurant, and no, they're in the boardroom or something at the hotel, and one of the guests asks for a cup of tea. And then the hotel heir, he expresses that he also wants a cup of tea, and this is what he says.
저도 같은 걸로 주세요.
저도 같은 걸로 주세요. Now, this is a very useful expression in a very specific situation. If you go to a restaurant with your friend or a cafe, and they order the chicken, and you also want the chicken, then you can say 저도 같은 걸로 주세요. But they have to order first. You can't order first and say this. If you order first and say 저도 같은 걸로 주세요, the waiter will look at you and say, what? Because this translates to I'll take the same thing. That was the translation on the screen. I'll take the same thing. Or I'll have. You can also say I'll have the same thing. In Korean, 저도 같은 걸로 주세요. I'll take the same thing. I'll have the same thing. Pretty simple, but kind of a useful sentence if you happen to be ordering the exact same thing as the person who ordered before you. See what I mean? It's a very specific situation. But here's what I wanted to talk about. When we were in Canada and America, this is what people say when they order food. Not every single time, but a lot of the time they'll say this. Let's say they want to order the chicken cream pasta. So the waiter, the waitstaff, the waitress comes to the table and they say, what can I get you? And people always say, I'm gonna do the. I'm gonna do the chicken cream pasta. I'm going to do the bacon tomato sandwich. I'm going to do the steak and French fries. I don't know why. I don't know the grammar behind this. I don't know if it's grammatically correct or incorrect, because why do we use the word do? Why do we use the verb do? I'm going to do the steak? That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? Don't you think so? Well, anyway, I noticed this when we were in America and Canada, and everybody was saying it. Everybody was saying it when they were ordering their food. And I had forgotten. So I was kind of like, oh, yeah, that's what everybody says when they order their food, right? I'm going to do the chicken sandwich. I'm going to do the tomato pasta. So there you go. By the way, you don't have to say that. You don't have to say that. You could say, I would like to eat the, you can answer like that too. It's okay. But I just noticed that culturally in the language, people always say this. I'm going to do the, and that means I choose the. It's interesting, right? And I had forgotten that about the English language. Anyway, back to this expression. If you go to a restaurant in Korea with your friend and they order menu item A, and if you also want menu item A, then you can say 저도 같은 걸로 주세요. Let's hear it one more time.
저도 같은 걸로 주세요.
저도 같은 걸로 주세요. He speaks very quickly. Anyway, fun today, I think, right? Hopefully that helps out your English or your Korean, depending on which one you are studying. If not both, we'll have a break. And when we come back, we will begin our deep dive on the 2008 film called Taken, starring Liam Neeson. Here is Carolina Liar. I love this tune. Show me what I'm looking for.
Be strong. I'm finding it hard to resist. So show me what I'm looking for. See me, I'm lost. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for you. I'll pay any cost. Save me from being confused. Show me what I'm looking for. Show me what I'm looking for. Oh Lord. Don't let go. I wanted this forever.
It's weird, right? Yeah. I'm gonna do the, but everybody says that.
I start singing like why 50%.
Yeah.
Someone will say 90% of them say like
Yeah.
Show me what I'm looking for. See me, I'm lost. Oh Lord, I've been waiting for you. I'll pay any cost. Save me from being confused. Show me what I'm looking for. Show me what I'm looking for.
already this could be the second popular one. I'm gonna do with
I'm gonna what?
I'm gonna go with the
I'm gonna go with the,
yeah.
Show me what I'm looking for. Show me what I'm looking for. Show me what I'm looking for. Save me.
The thing is like no one knows exactly why there's
Nobody knows, right? It doesn't make sense.
Show
That was Carolina Liar, Show Me What I'm Looking For. And now it's time for our fun fact of the day. We're going to go to behind the scenes in maybe, 10 minutes or so. But before behind the scenes, where we'll listen to the famous scene from Taken, let's learn a little bit more about the movie. 2008, that's when it came out, and Liam Neeson played Brian Mills. Brian Mills was a very skilled former military man and security officer. And Brian Mills, of course, had a very particular set of skills. I want to talk about the quote already, don't I? All right, I'll stop. Yes, so let's talk about some facts from the film. Liam Neeson was not the first choice. Yeah, this isn't unique, right? We hear about this a lot in movies where the director maybe had somebody else in mind, but this is a little bit different because not only did Luc Besson, the director of the film, or the writer and the producer, not only did he have somebody else in mind, Jeff Bridges was actually signed up to do the movie. It was going to be Jeff Bridges. He had agreed to it. Everything was a go. And then he changed his mind and he dropped out of the project. And that's when they decided to approach Liam Neeson. And Liam Neeson at the time, he was looking for a role that would be a little bit more physically demanding for him. So he agreed to do it. Interesting, though. I didn't know. I mean, like I said, you'll hear about this. Oh, they thought about this actor or this actress for the role, but they chose this person in the end. No, well, Jeff Bridges, he had agreed. It was going to be him in the movie. This is interesting. The creator of The Karate Kid is the person who wrote the script. Luc Besson, the producer and the writer, he came up with the idea for the movie when he was having dinner with a friend and director by the name of Pierre Morel, and he actually co-wrote the finished draft with a person by the name of Robert Mark Kamen. But a longtime Busan collaborator, Kamen is also the writer and creator of the 1980s teen martial arts classic, The Karate Kid. So the person who wrote The Karate Kid also wrote Taken. And when you hear that, kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Liam Neeson, his opinion of the film. Let's talk about that. He thought that this movie was going to fail horribly. He said, I thought this would be kind of a little side project for my career because I wanted to do more physical stuff. So when they asked me, I said, oh, okay, yeah, I'll do that. But I didn't think it would be successful. In fact, Liam Neeson didn't even think the movie would end up in the theaters. He thought it was going to go straight to video. He said, but the film got such great word of mouth marketing that was the amazing success for the film, was the word of mouth marketing. And he said that he was stunned. I think part of the success of the film came from the quote, right? Because everybody was talking about it. Liam Neeson's character, Brian Mills, he was trained by a former special service soldier by the name of Mick Gould, and who trained him in advanced training, which is not surprising. When we watch Liam Neeson in the movie, right, he's pretty slick with his moves. Well, he was trained by a military officer to do those moves. This is interesting as well. The film is based on an American traveling to Europe who gets kidnapped. And apparently, Taken is partly to blame for Americans' fear of international travel. He was on the Graham Norton show. If you haven't seen the Graham Norton show, go on YouTube, check out an episode or two, see if you like it. He's a talk show host, and he invites different celebrities. They'll have like 4 guests on at the same time, and they have a cocktail while they talk. It's quite entertaining. Don't watch that with the kids, by the way. Anyway, he was on the Graham Norton show, and he said just the other day, this is Liam Neeson talking on the show, he said just the other day, I got a letter from a school teacher in Texas who tried to take 60 students to Europe, but the families of 40 of those students, they got the kids out of the trip. Why? Because they had seen Taken 2. And it made them nervous about traveling to Europe. He said, and then this year, She, the teacher, wanted to take 20 of the students, and the parents said, nope, not happening, because we've seen that movie. We've seen Taken, and we're not sending our children there. Isn't that something? I don't know what the statistics are, travel statistics for Americans going to Europe after Taken and Taken 2 came out, but maybe it's lower. Famke Janssen, who is in the film. She's one of the main actresses in the film. She's the co-star. The daughter in the movie, she gets kidnapped and then is trafficked, right? That's the plot of the movie. Well, Famke Janssen was so inspired by this that she decided to take action herself. She now serves as a goodwill ambassador for the United Nations Office Against Drugs and Crime. Isn't that cool? The plot of the movie and her character inspired her to take action in real life. Let's take this one as our last one, because Liam Neeson is such a bad in this movie. His character, Brian Mills, kills a lot of people in the film, right? All told, Brian Mills, Liam Neeson, kills 31 people in the first Taken film. Now, the movie is 90 minutes long, so Liam Neeson kills somebody once every 3 minutes. That's awesome. This is awesome because Liam Neeson was not an action star at all before this movie came out. And suddenly he's just like Rambo, you know? So this is why this movie is such a surprise and why it's so fun and cheesy and corny and great all at the same time. All right, that's fun facts, a little bit of background about the movie. And when we come back from this break, we will get to behind the scenes and we'll check out the most iconic scene from this film. Here is Jay Putty, The Best Days Are Yet to Come. I asked you in this second hour, and we opened it up, the question in the second hour. Choose anyone from a movie to be your personal bodyguard, and I'm wondering who that would be. Let's see. Sunju says Leon. Oh, that's a good answer. Yep, that's a good answer. Soyoung says Iron Man because I love him. 3000. Was Iron Man in the movie 3000? Or is that a different character from a different film? Hess says, I want my bodyguard to be Keanu Reeves because he would wipe out all the attackers with his fantastic martial arts. You're talking about John Wick. Oh, John Wick would be a good bodyguard, wouldn't he? Absolutely. Andy says, I used to have this Liam Neeson quote as my alarm clock ringtone. It woke me up in no time every single morning. And I will use Andy's message as a segue into today's behind the scenes. Thank you for your messages. Feel free. We have plenty of time left in the show. Text me and let me know which character from a movie would you like to be your personal bodyguard. All right. Let's get to it. Taken. Well, actually, it has a different name depending on where in the world the film debuted. It's called 96 Hours somewhere. It's called The Hostage. I think in Russia it was called The Hostage. Anyway, it came out in 2008, action thriller film. Pierre Morel was the director. Luc Besson, I mentioned his name already, and Robert Mark Kamen wrote the movie, starring Liam Neeson, Maggie Grace, Katie Cassidy, Famke Janssen, Leland Orser, and Holly Valance. And here's the plot of the film. Brian Mills is a former Green Beret and CIA officer who attempts to build a closer relationship with his 17-year-old daughter named Kim, who lives with her mother, his former wife, Lenore, and her wealthy stepfather, Stuart. Side note, the actress who played Kim's character is 17 years old. The actress, I think that's Katie. Is it Katie Cassidy? She's 25 years old as well. All right, so moving on in the plot. While overseeing security at a concert for pop star Shira, Brian saves her from a knife-wielding attacker. Out of gratitude, Shira offers to have a vocal coach assess Kim as a singer. Before Brian can tell her about the offer, Kim asks him for permission to travel to Paris with her best friend Amanda. Brian initially refuses due to concern about her safety, but eventually says, okay. Well, at the airport, Brian learns that Kim lied to him and that the girls are actually planning to follow U2 during their European tour. All of these things in the plot make you say, like, what? Anyway. Upon arriving at Charles de Gaulle Airport, Kim and Amanda meet a handsome young stranger named Peter who offers to share a taxi. Kim and Amanda go to Amanda's cousin's apartment, where Kim learns that the cousins are in Spain. After answering a call from Brian, Kim sees men enter the apartment and abduct Amanda. When Kim is dragged out from hiding, she yells a description of her abductor, following her father's instructions. Brian hears someone breathing and tells the listener he will not pursue the kidnappers if they release his daughter, but he warns them that refusing to accept his offer will result in their death. Here is the scene.
They're going to take you.
Kim, stay focused, baby. This is key.
You will have 5, maybe 10 seconds. Very important seconds.
Leave the phone on the floor. Concentrate.
Shout out everything you see about them. Hair color.
Eye color, tall, short, scars.
Anything you see, you understand? They're there. I can hear them.
Remember, concentrate.
Marco, e sigur ți di cosa? Put the phone closer so I can hear.
وتشوفك شو نشرات مار تود مار. هاي اسمك باك حدي. جيب جوين قفل.
أنا برشتاش ماركو أنا.
مش بعيد.
I think they're...
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I can tell you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my daughter go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Good luck.
Good luck. Oh, that's awesome. Wouldn't it be great to have that as like your voice recording when somebody calls you and you can't answer the phone? So you just leave me a message. And if you do, that'll be the end of it. But if you don't, I'll find you and I'll kill you. That would be fun. How can I get that on my phone? Andy managed to get it as his alarm clock, so I should be able to accomplish that. Oh, I love that. I could listen to that every single day. But you know, Liam Neeson, he didn't love that scene. He thought it was corny. That's a quote from him. He thought it was particularly corny. He did a bunch of interviews after the movie. And as I said before, he thought it was going to go straight to video. He thought that bit about that speech that he gave the kidnappers was too cheesy for people to take it seriously. But that's not what happened at all. This movie was a huge financial success. It made $226 million. And as I mentioned in the opening of the show today, this was a serious turning point in Liam Neeson's career, because after this, he became an action star. It launched the Taken franchise. They had Taken 2 in 2012. That was 4 years later. Then Taken 3 in 2014. And there was even a TV series on NBC, that's an American television station, that premiered in 2017. So this was a massive, massive success. I don't think it won any Oscars, Academy Awards, anything like that. But it was just such a fun and easy movie to watch, right? Andy corrected me. Thank you for the correction. Kim is Maggie Grace. Thank you, not Katie Cassidy. Well done. That is today's Behind the Scenes. We'll have a break, and when we come back, we'll check out a couple of songs for today's perfect playlist. The theme this week, songs about gardening. Let's hear this one. This is from the Taken soundtrack. This is Joy Denelane, Change.
So, what's gonna be? L-U-P-E, Joy. Come on. Woo! There's so many things to say right now. I got so much on my mind. Look at what is going down. How much higher can we climb? This is never fitting. But there's a poverty and greed.
That was Joy Denalane from the Taken soundtrack with Change, and now it's time for Perfect Playlist. And we have time for just one song today in Songs About Gardening, so let's get to it. We'll hear Eric Clapton's Let It Grow. The song is more about letting plants grow and how we must care for them. Let It Grow from Eric Clapton is from his 1974 album 461 Ocean Boulevard. And the song, if you haven't heard it before, kind of has a reggae feel to it, and it's perfect for anyone who loves to garden. It is a great reminder for us all that we must take care of the earth and of its resources as well. Maybe not one of his better known songs, I think that's safe to say, but still, it's Eric Clapton, and it fits in the theme of songs about gardening for this week. Here is Eric Clapton, Let It Grow.
Standing at the crossroads, trying to read the songs to tell me which way I should go to find the answer. And all the time I know, plant your love and let it grow. Let it grow, let it grow. Let it blossom, let it flow. In the sun, the rain, the snow. Love is lovely. Let it grow. Looking for a reason to check out on my mind. It's hard to get a friend that I can count on. There's nothing left to show. Plant your love and let it grow. Let it grow, let it grow. Let it blossom, let it flow. In the sun, the rain, the snow. Love is lovely. Let it grow. Let it grow.
What about time though?
Oh, I'm checking.
Time's getting shorter. There's much for you to do. Only asking you, what are you doing? The rest is up to you. Plant your love and let it grow. Let it grow, let it grow. Let it blossom, let it flow. In the sun, the rain, the snow. Love is lovely.
That was Eric Clapton with Let It Grow, and we're almost finished with the show for today. But I was asking you, who would you like to be your bodyguard? Any character from any film. Silly said the Avengers can be beaten by Thanos. Son Goku is too emotional. Superman is too vulnerable. Kryptonite. And since Luc Besson was mentioned, then how about Lucy as the best bodyguard? Not a bad choice at all. Umberto says, well, when given the first three options, Umberto says, I'll go with James Bond. The last Bond was pretty amazing, but Pierce Brosnan was another favorite. Yeah, Pierce Brosnan did a great job with the role of Bond. I agree with you there. And Andy got upset with me because he said, hey, you didn't read my message about Vanessa Kirby, so I'll do it to close the show. Vanessa Kirby would be my bodyguard in Hobbs and Shaw. That is the Fast and Furious film, right? I haven't seen that. Do you know, I haven't actually watched any of the Fast and Furious movies after 7? Fast 7, am I right? Is it like 9 now, I think? Anyway, Vanessa Kirby, super talented. She was in Mission Impossible too, right? I think she did... I forget which Mission Impossible it was, but she did one of them. Maybe the 2008, I'm looking at it. I'm looking for it right now. The White Widow in Mission Impossible Fallout. Yeah, she did a great job in that movie as well. That was 2018 that came out. Yeah, she's a tremendous actress, isn't she? And she was also in The Crown. She played Princess Margaret. That's right. Goodness me. Is she kind of an under-the-radar superstar? It's maybe not so under the radar. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, thanks for that message, Andy, and very well selected. JT, I'll use this message to finish up the show. JT says, I used to be a passive listener in my car because I just wanted to say hello because I have the day off. That's awesome, JT. Thank you very much for doing that. I appreciate it, and I hope that this won't be the last time that we hear from you. Don't do it while you're driving, of course. Wait until you pull over to the side of the road, something like that. But I really do, honestly. I love getting those types of messages. All right, we'll leave it there, yes? That'll do it for Steve Hatherly Reboot for this afternoon. Thank you very much for hanging out with me over the last couple of hours. Thank you to Chris, today's Weekend Wanderer. Thank you to you, as always, for your listenership and your participation. I have been your host, Steve Hatherly. Hey, don't forget, that soccer game tonight, Korea versus Australia, 12:30. You can find it on your local cable channels, I'm sure. Also, don't forget, put your chicken order in a good hour before, because the chicken restaurants are going to be busy, busy, and you don't want your chicken showing up like 13 minutes into the first half. It's just going to ruin it. Good luck, Korea. Beat Australia. Daehanminguk. Bop, 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 bop. That's how that goes. I'll leave you with this one today. I've been your host, Steve Hatherly. It's Coldplay, Glass of Water. Enjoy that. Have a great day today. Have fun watching the game tonight, and we shall reboot again tomorrow.
Scared of losing all the time. He rotated in a minute. He was a friend of mine. He could see a future inside a glass of water. The liquors in the nights. And he asked, will I see heaven tonight? That is just the way it was. Nothing could be better. Nothing ever was. Amazing to see your future inside a glass of water. The willows and the rose. Will I see heaven tonight?